you probably didn't see the action hero thing coming for you because it came...
Well, I was really pushing it.
You used to tell me all the time, I'm going to be a Marvel action hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was belligerent, remember?
No, I know. Oh, do I remember? Trust me.
And I was always pushing you and shoving you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard. And
Were
saying,
you jealous?
I remember thinking, yeah, I'm the one that's going to be the Marvel superhero.
Yeah.
You know, remember?
Yeah.
And I was just always, and then you'd pull it off. And I was jealous for a long time.
I mean, action here, that's a small A, much like Ant-Man, small A. I don't think that I really fit into that mold so well. But, you know, I did get to pretend I had a suit on, and I got to do CGI, and I went to the gym a lot. It was kind of fun to do all of that stuff. But in my bones, I don't think that I could ever believe or feel authentically like I am right for the part.
But that might be.
But I was like, I'd take somebody like Odenkirk, and I mean, when I saw Nobody, that was, which I love that movie. The joy of seeing Bob Odenkirk just kick ass like that and be so good at it and so believable. He's an incredibly talented guy, but also, as you know, one of the funniest people on the planet. Yeah. And so I think that, you know, I don't think it really exists so much for me, even though the Marvel thing is real. I look at a guy like Odenkirk and think, well, that guy did it. Yeah. And that guy is great at it.
Yeah. Well, they always thought about that might have been maybe a key to why it works so well for Bob is, you know, I go way back with Bob, and he's, you know, God, so insanely funny and creative and great. But he'd get angry about things. And I thought, I think that might have been his way in, is, you know, and he's tenacious. Yeah. And I could see like, well, there are aspects of Bob, and you are a hilariously funny guy who's also incredibly charming. And I was like, well, that's kind of your way in. You're very likable. It's kind of your way into that character. I can see why it makes sense.
How it even came about was Edgar Wright, who was going to direct the film. And it was Edgar that offered me that part. And I really didn't know that much about Marvel. I mean, I had seen some of the films, and I had read some of the comics when I was a kid. I knew what they were, but it was never anything that I would have imagined getting involved with. But it was Edgar that offered, you know, and said like, do you want to play this? And I love Edgar, and he was a friend of mine, and I loved his films. And so I was very excited. And then he wound up leaving the movie, and it was a bit of a chaotic scene there for a little bit. But I think the reason that maybe he wanted me to do it, or was that it's a guy who probably is ill-equipped to actually be a superhero. Yeah, you know, and so I think that was always my take on it. I'm not going to be Captain America, and I'm not going to be Thor, even though we have a incredibly similar physique. I don't think
I often confuse your torso.
You know what it is?
I'm like Hemsworth.
The real problem is no one would buy me as a blonde. Yeah.
Especially if you dye your own hair. Well, I'm here for Thor. I'm gonna go dye my hair.
Thor doesn't have blue hair.
On the south end of the island. I'll be back. We shoot in 10 minutes. I'll be there. You know, I very much wanted to see your new film, Anaconda, and they said I could get a link, and then they told me this morning, because I was going to watch it this morning, and they said, no, the link does not work, so I blame your people, because I have not seen it.
That's all right.
Well, no, I wanted to see it, and I really wanted to see it for free.
Yeah, that's the only way to see anything anymore, I think.
But I'm excited to see it because it surprised me. I know that technically you and Jack Black have worked together before, but this is a real two-hander, and I'm excited about that. I'm very excited about it.
He's the greatest, as you well know. There's nobody. I mean, he is a tornado of of comedy and talent, truly of talent. And so I was so excited to work with the guy. And we'd worked together before, but never like this. And so he's terrific and he's great. I actually I don't have a link or anything like that, but I think I do have a clip of it, but it's so fun, and it's such a funny way to kind of go into this idea of doing a retelling of Anaconda. Do you remember the original?
Yes, I remember the original. And what I loved about this idea, because at first I thought, are they doing a remake of Anaconda? And I didn't understand just based on like the poster. And that's what I was interested to see. And then I found out that it's about two friends that want to go, they're fans, they want to go back and make their own version of Anaconda based on the 97 film when things start to happen that take over. I'm sure you could explain this a lot better than I could. But.
Yeah, well, so we all, a group of four of us, it's Jack Black, Steve Zahn, and Tandaway Newton. And we grew up together. We used to make films, like so many of us do growing up, like little movies with our friends. Yeah. And Anaconda happened to be a movie that we loved growing up, even though technically, if you do the math, we were all probably about 40 when it came out. But
it doesn't matter.
That's the first suspension of disbelief.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we decide to do. I have the rights to Anaconda. Our lives now as just 50-somethings are not working out the way that we thought they would, or 40-somethings, or however.
Wait,
whatever.
You have the rights?
My character,
your character does.
And you'll learn how.
Okay, but still, okay.
You'll learn how. And
he got them 70 years ago when he was 40.
There's a reason. It's funny. There is an explanation, and it's funny because it is what I have to show you of how I have the rights.
Okay.
For this for Anaconda, and I am explaining to them, and we decide like, look, guys. I really miss making movies when we were kids. Like, we can do this. We loved this movie when we were growing up. Let's do it. And then, of course, things start to go wrong. But then all of a sudden, wait, maybe we're getting onto my real Anaconda. It's like a meta version of kind of, it's an interesting, it is an interesting way to kind of retell a story that's never been told before.
Right. So what's it like? First of all, I agree with you. Everything you said about Jack Black being, the most talented guy and insanely off just this nuclear powerhouse of creativity and fun. But whenever I run into him, his beard is insane. His real life beard. And that might be the most, as impressive as Jack Black is, I think his beard impresses me more than anything else. Mm-hmm. It's really something.
It really is. And it's, it's got like 3 different areas of gray.
Yes. No, that's what I'm talking about. It's not just, Letterman has this great beard, but no, Jack's has different parts of his beard have lived different lives. And they come from different
sunburst on a guitar.
Exactly.
It's exactly
They're swirling and churning.
Quicksilver.
There's There's like a Captain Nemo meets Rick Rubin meets
Zeus. Meets Zeus, but also meets like
a touch of Manson.
Yeah, a little bit of Manson, just a little touch.
And all of a sudden, it just happened. Like, I remember seeing pictures of Jack, and he has a beard, and it's cool. It's like a little gray there. And then I think, I don't know, 6 months later, I saw a picture of this years ago. It's like, whoa! And he couldn't keep that version for the movie. And I thought, that must be really upsetting when you have that, and then to have to shave it.
That's what I thought is, I'm hoping that he has kept it, meaning I hope they didn't shave it. I hope it was detached from his face and then can be surgically put back.
Or studied in a lab.
Yeah. Even if it means that there's terrible pain and a recovery period and maybe the body rejects it for some reason because it's been off the face, I still think it's worth trying to keep. And then he does it. It's like, the world lost Jack Black today after an unsuccessful beard reattachment surgery suggested by Conan O'Brien on a podcast with Paul Rudd. The 2 men have been arrested.
They're still working on it, but unsurprisingly, government has cut all funding now for research on
RFK Jr. did approve of the surgery.
I know, it's a real shame.